So there guys, welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4, where we are Finland, and we have no fucking idea what we're doing. Oh my god, we have no men. We have literally not a single fucking man. We can't train any units. Oh, 116 men just got born, instantly drafted into the military. Stick a gun in their hands, send them out on manoeuvres. The fuck are we gonna do, guys? I really don't know. I'm not prepared for this. I have no idea how we're going to handle this. I've got all my troops sort of stationed on the Russian border in case Russia jumps on us, but I don't think they will. I think we're more likely... I mean, we're going to try and go communist, aren't we? We've already started sort of drifting that way, but that takes forever. Although we are going to spend our political efforts towards that as well, which might help. Because that is the only way we're going to get any fucking manpower. I mean, this is such a huge fucking problem for us. The fact that you can't change that without either waiting until the entire world is at war where it's too fucking late, or massively trying to fuck with your government. So, yeah, that's all we can do. So we're just going to have to deal with it. It just takes... I don't understand why it takes so long to do. I mean, I understand it needs to take, you know, some length of time to do, but why does it take so goddamn long? I'm sure it took us like 4 or 5 years as Poland to actually make that switch. So hopefully Finland can do it a bit quicker, because we've got something on the actual board which allows us to push that way. So maybe it's just because Poland was lacking that extra push, because it's not on their tree to make the diplomatic swing, the democratic swing even is where I was going with that. We also have like plenty of land to defend, and yet no units to defend it with, barely any fucking factories, no building slots. It's a pretty dire situation. The Spanish Civil War has erupted, which we won't be able to join as an unaligned faction, which again is pretty fucking annoying. What do we need to actually be able to... send volunteers? World tension at 40%. And you need to have at least 30 divisions. Holy shit. Okay, so there you go. So we can't actually do that. Which is one of the many things that Finland will never get to experience. The war in Spain. I guess it doesn't matter to us who wins. Oh, they're fascist. Oh, and they are communist. So ideally we want Republicans to win, but they inevitably don't unless you help them. So fascist Spain it is. That's the thing. It's like it's so hard to make any sort of impact in the early game unless you are playing as one of the superpowers. And I get that. I see why that is. But for some countries, I mean, we're okay because we're up here. We're not going to be part of the initial war breakout anyway. But some of these countries are slap bang in the middle of it and they just can't do shit about it. They're just totally boned. We're only slightly boned. Because as soon as we start to go commie, I think the Russians will start to like us, and then we've just got to worry about Norway and Sweden. And this border might be a little bit easier to hold, but they've already got a head start on us with all the stuff that they have, because they have more stuff than we do. We have finished construction 1. I don't know whether it's even worth getting the excavation when we haven't even got any resources. We don't get anything, do we? Did we get anything? Where's the resources? 0, 0, 0, 0, 12 and 2. So we do actually get some chromium and some steel, and that's it. Wow. Big G. And we're already exporting half of our steel, so we don't even have enough steel to run our standard fucking line. We can't even deploy the submarines. We don't have the manpower. Oh my god. This is bad. This is a really bad situation. What can we do about that? I suppose resource gain efficiency might help with the steel, but there's literally no point looking at planes or aircraft. We've got nothing to build them with. And there's only so much we can do with the weaponry. What do we do? What do we do? I guess we'll just get excavation then. There's no much point researching planes or boats because we're never going to get to build them. Not until we capture Sweden or Norway. We're going to have to do that entirely on foot. And then see what they've got. Do they get any resources? Can we actually see what they have? Oh yeah, they've got some nice stuff. Look at this. They've got tungsten, tons of steel, tons of chrome. They've got a little bit of aluminium. Norway's got a bit of aluminium. Oh yeah, man, they've got good shit. That's what we want to do. Although obviously the fact that they've got this stuff means they're going to be churning out boats and planes. So not exactly hugely helpful to us, is it? I mean, I suppose, what have Estonia got? Do we want to kill Estonia? These little buttons are so small. Oh, Estonia's got shit all worth taking, that's the problem. Although we could go for little targets, they've got nothing worth taking. But they've got no factories or anything. How are we doing on factories? Have we built one yet? No. 27th of March, 1937. It's picked up a bit of speed. It was going to be April, wasn't it? So we've shaved a couple of weeks off it, maybe. Political effort is done. The Rhineland has been remilitarized. So we got political effort, which gives us 120 political power. And then we want collectivist ethos. What does this give us? Gives us lower democracy support. Not that useful on its own, but it will lead into where we want to be. So, political power. What can we do with this? Not a lot. We can't change any of our laws. We can get a captain of industry. That might help. Let's do that. Start getting some industrial speed going. Does that affect us straight away? It does. That shaved 3 weeks off our factory. Great. Will that be beneficial? I hope so. I really do hope so. I mean, the bigger problem is the bloody resources. I mean, we could trade some factories away once we build a few. We just got to build them first. And then we've got to worry about somehow taking out these guys on foot, because we can't actually build any troops. So the troops we've got, that's it. That's all we've got to play with. We can't actually do anything until we change that. Until we change that law and suddenly get a big draft of people in. And it's still not going to be that many people because it's a percentage based of your actual thing. So it'll go up 2.5%. I don't know how you tell what our total recruitable occupation, our total recruitable population. Oh, we'd get 3.7 mil out of it, roughly. So that wouldn't be terrible. Could draft 3.7 million people in. Concentrated industry. Dumb. Nice. We might as well push on and get some of this stuff. If we push down and just grab that, it's ahead of time, but we've got nothing else worth researching, so we might as well do it. Get some extra building slots. I think that's what it gives us. Can we have a look at our building slots now? Have we gained extra ones? I think we have. I think we have. So slow building with just 4 fucking factories though, isn't it? Jeez. It does make me wonder sometimes what the intention is of how you're... Because, like, I don't know, is this what everyone does, start by building a few civilian factories? Because I feel like without them, it takes way too long to build the military factories anyway. And even if we could, it's not going to build anything because we need some resources, which we need civilian factories to trade away for. And I don't know if there's any trick to improve the manpower beyond switching the manpower law. So the only way I know of doing it is to change the conscription law. I don't know, maybe there's a way of like improving the actual monthly growth or something. Because it's dropped. The monthly growth has dropped by 1. Is there a way to affect it? Base is 0.12%. I don't know. Is it affected by your Unity, maybe? I don't know what the Unity actually does. I've never figured out what Unity actually does. Is that just how much of your territory you can lose before you capitulate? Maybe. Maybe it is. Oh, that's done. The fight in Ethiopia is finished. So that's good for Italy. Has Russia started liking us a little bit better yet? No, still -10. How are they at -35% unity? Or is the unity what changes your government? If that drops, is it easier to change from like one to another? Or is it easier to do that if it's higher? Up to 13%. We've gained about 11% since we started this episode. So that's going fairly quickly, I would say. I know it sort of slows down the higher it gets, though, doesn't it? That's the problem we had with the Democratic one last time, was once it reaches a certain level, it starts to... diminishing returns, is what I'm trying to say. You get diminishing returns on it. Jeez. And we can only even dream of making fucking army templates. Because that's the other thing, we can't really do any training with them, because you need manpower for that as well, I think. Not to mention it would eat through our equipment in no time. Nationalism, no, we want internationalism. Increase communism support. Okay. So now we're actually starting to push ahead towards communism. And our new leader, Amo Aaltonen, who will lead us into a glorious revolution where we can become comrades with the Soviet Union, the mighty, mighty Soviet Union. And we will drink vodka and eat potatoes and do whatever else they do in Russia. What do they do in Russia other than drink vodka and eat potatoes? Do they even eat potatoes? I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking of that because vodka. They wear hats. That's what they do. They wear cool furry hats in Russia. No sign of the Chinese war yet. How's Spain doing? Nationalists are winning. Brilliant. Good. That's not helpful to us at all. Never mind. Never mind. As long as Russia doesn't decide they've had enough of our Finnish ways and start stomping on us, which I do worry about, because they might see us as an easy target. Oh man, that is such a huge shortfall in equipment. We're not even training, we're not even making any units, and we've still got a massive, massive shortfall. Is that set to a reinforcement only line? No, it's not, is it? That's okay, we're on... yeah, that's okay. I was just checking it wasn't set to exclusively make reinforcements and nothing else. 4th of March 1937. Well, we're heading there. Pretty soon we'll have a factory, which we'll probably immediately fucking trade away because of our stupid civilian economy laws. So we've got Otto Viel Kusinen is our daily communist guy. Captain of industry. Insufficient resources, we fucking know. Oh, look at the United States. They have so much stuff. Who's that? British Malaya. Is that a new faction? Or is it just part of Australia? British Malaya. There's no, like, find on map button, which is a bit annoying. So we don't know where their faction is. Can we spot them? Is it somewhere over here? It's New Zealand. It's Australia. What's that? Portugal. The Dutch East Indies. Oh, I don't know. They were dark blue wherever they are. So many little tiny fucking places. What's that? United States. So is that. Malay. Malay, you would think it would be near Malaysia. So maybe it's somewhere around here. Where's Malaysia? It's in this sort of area. Geography was never my strongest subject. That's China. I know that. Is this China? No. No, this is Indonesia? Cambodia. Cambodia. Siam. Northern Malay. There we go. So you'd think British Malay would be... Oh, it's there, look. It's red. Of course it is. Because it's British. There we go, we found it. See, we can geography. Borneo and Singapore is what counts as British Malaya. There you go. You've learned something new. Oh, man. Wow, I was just going to say nothing's happened for a while, but suddenly we've got some more political power. Hardly seems worth doing much. Same ideology, monthly opinion. See, that would be quite handy, actually. That would make the commies fucking love us as soon as we start going commie. Let's do that. Boom. Oh, man. We're just blowing political power on crazy things, but now that's in place, we can start getting, which is the guy that gives you, like, the army experience? They don't even have one. They don't even need one, though, because we can't actually change our templates because we have no fucking equipment to put in anyway. We're going to have to just have, like, we're basically going to have to Zerg rush Sweden. That's the plan. Just send our little Finnish Zerg straight in there. Literally the second we can declare war on them, just fucking rush in and just be like, hi, guys. We're here for the party. We're totally over 18. Just let us in. Cheers. Where's our research panel? 40 days for excavation 1. What else? That's literally the only thing we're waiting on as well. It's not like I can set more things running. It's just build factory, research stuff, turn communist, drink vodka, lather, rinse, repeat. Here we go. Effects are scaled. Scaled. That's what happens. It gets scaled to 50%. Which is why we need the boost from the internationalism focus. Which will give us an extra whopping 0.1. France and Britain. Whoa, 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 whoa. Slow down. So much shit happened just then. The Purge. France and Britain. They're going for a formal alliance. Did that happen in the last game? Maybe they didn't go down that tree in the last game. Internationalism focus. That would give us 200 political power. Because it's not exercising political power. Political power leads to that. No. Okay. None of that is good. What have we got down here? Reducing training time. Construction. We can't even do this till we've unlocked 5 more focuses. See, we could switch to fucking construction. Infrastructure have no base for finding a rocket site. It doesn't actually work for factories, though, so it's a piece of shit. It's fucking useless. So none of that is even any... Oh, no, that's no good either. None of that is any use to us whatsoever. So I guess construction effort 2 is our next stopping point. We'll grab that. We're slowly building up some men. Have we deployed that sub? I think we have, look. I think that fucking submarine is ready. Sweet. We'll plop it in there with the others. And we've gained a whole submarine. Did the production on that carry over? It looks like it did, actually. That's pretty good. That's pretty decent. Because it's a very slow build. And it's really not worth us importing anything for the sake of one bloody unit. At least not until we get some more military factories. Of which we have a whopping 3. Oh, we're so close. We're so close to building this one. Another 3 months and we'll have our first civilian factory built. So we get a bonus from export focus, a bonus from construction 1. State infrastructure times 1.4. What does that mean? I have no idea. Oh, look. Let's see if we've got any friends. We're literally at like plus 10 with everyone. Romania's not too bad. We have no real like allies or enemies, so that's good, I guess. And then hopefully as we shift into communism, which although it's scaled, we're now still getting the 0.1 because we did the thing. So it's rising quite nicely. We've gone up about 20% in, what, 20 odd minutes? And it's barely been the first year, we're a quarter of the way there. So maybe we can actually do that. When do you think we started working on that? About halfway into the year? So if we've done that much in 6 months, another 6 months will push it over 50. Another 6 should have it near 75. I don't know it's going to scale down a bit, but still, by 1938, we could be commies. We could be commies. We really could. I reckon that's a nice goal to set for ourselves. And what we're going to do is we're going to wait for this excavation to hit, choose some research, and that's going to be the end of episode 2. Because, slow start for Finland. We're going to go straight for construction 2. We're going to power down that construction tree. That's the actual plan. Because we need to build things. We need to build everything. Right, that's where I'm going to leave it for now then, guys. And I'll see you next time on our communist adventures. Bye-bye.